Excuse me? Ma'am? Ma'am? What are your thoughts on Boo Radley as a character? Thank you.
Arthur Boo Radley is an interesting character to look at, with him being a constant presence in the book, despite the fact he was barely in it to begin with. As viewers, we are forced to see him through the lens of a child, and to break out of that lens, we would need to take a closer look at why Boo Radley acts the way he does. At the age of 15, during the height of his teenage rebellion, he had gotten in trouble with the law. Instead of facing the same fate his friends had, his father decided to take his punishment into his own hands, locking him in the house without anyone but his parents for company. Social interaction is a necessary part of living, especially during one's developmentary years. The lack of social relationships, when it comes to children, are linked with feelings of loneliness, which leads to higher stress levels. The response to stress in humans is to protect the body from harm that can come from the environment. But when it comes to a severe lack of social interaction, which is a basic human need, the body will perceive the isolation as a threat. In order to combat it, the body would release hormones that are supposed to help protect the body from potential danger. But it's impossible to keep releasing those stress hormones for an unlimited amount of time. And having an active stress response for elongated periods of time can and will lead to physical ailments. High amounts of stress are proven to be linked to elevated blood pressure, infectious illnesses, cognitive deterioration, and an increased risk of developing cardiovascular disease. Those effects of long-term isolation in one's childhood are often experienced most in adulthood. The signs of early social isolation are evident in Boo, with him being easily exhausted, having difficulty breathing, and having an almost sickly pallor. During the story, Boo speaks once, and only once. "Will you take me home?" He almost whispered it in the voice of a child afraid of the dark. And it's in the voice of a child, not an adult or even a boy. A child. Boo's needs hadn't been met by his family. Instead, he was locked away and deprived of a basic human need: intimacy. Humans are social creatures. Most mammals are, really. And without the proper stimuli, it can quickly become hazardous to one's physical and mental health. Because he was locked up, away from kids his own age, and stuck in a house with parents who didn't want to admit there was anything wrong with him, Boo got stuck in time. He didn't get to grow up, no matter how much he wanted to.